So what is wholeness? The capacity to balance, integrate, and unite all divided and fragmented parts of oneself. There are three kinds of wholeness, and they talk about healing the split within. So, from the Western tradition, the idea of psychological wholeness, this is Jungian work. It's about integrating your ego and your shadow. It's about integrating the anima and the animus, the masculine self if you're a woman, the feminine self if you're a man. So, Jung would say that the journey to individuation and to wholeness, the apprentice piece is integrating your ego and your shadow. But the masterpiece is integrating the anima, the animus. Okay, it's the next level, higher order version of the journey to psychological wholeness. And the Western work is beautiful in all this. There's another way of looking at wholeness, which comes from the Indian yogic tradition, which is the understanding that the split within is not just between our ego self and our shadow self, between our anima, animus, but between our human self and our divine self. That's why yoga, in its truest meaning, is about reuniting the human with the divine. Right? That is what the word yoga is. Reuniting the human self with the divine self. That we have a lower self and we have a higher self. And that split needs to be healed. That is why we practice yoga in this land. So this brings us to spiritual wholeness through the yogic tradition. And then I love the fact I lived in Singapore and Hong Kong for many years. I was working with Hong Kong University on understanding how they bring Chinese medicine principles to healing cancer and to do psychosocial intervention. And that's where I discovered they don't necessarily have the idea of God or the divine, but it's about the Tao, which is the ecological wholeness. And for you to be in a state of health, your nature has to be in yin yang harmony with nature all around you. So if you fall sick and you go see a Chinese medicine doctor, he'll ask you very basic questions around what season it is, and therefore what kind of food are you eating? Is it heaty or cooly? And it's all about saying, can you return to balance with the season and the nature all around you? And then you will be back in the Tao. You'll be back in health and wholeness. So it is ecological wholeness, which is about balancing the yin and the yang within and around you. Okay? So isn't this beautiful? Every tradition and culture has brought back these civilizational elixirs, pointing us towards wholeness in very unique and different ways. And so for Shakti leadership, we bring all these kinds of wholeness together to become a Shakti leader. Okay? So this is the Jungian Vesica Pisces. If you go to Avalon, Glastonbury in the UK, you will see this sign everywhere. This is the Ardhanarishwar doing the dance, and this is the symbol of the Tao that you all are familiar with.